Thank you for the beautiful praise, Jongwan. Today's story is a little strange, but in it, there are a lot of metaphors. It is an interesting story. So I'd like to unpack the message hidden in this story with you today. Jacob spent all his life, his entire life, fighting people. But this time, for the first time, he fought with God. I'm not sure whether he won the fight or lost it. Maybe that's not the point. Even if he lost the fight, that losing became the greatest victory of his life. Jacob grew up in a dysfunctional family. His father favored his brother Esau, and his mother favored Jacob. That's not good. I have 2 children too, but I love them equally. They are not here, but I love them equally. It doesn't matter how well they do or how bad they are going through. They are still very precious children for me, both same. But not Jacob's family. Esau was a hunter, and so his father liked him because he brought a lot of good, special meat to him. Jacob, mostly he stayed home. He was a mama boy. And so he got closer to his mother. He grew up in that kind of toxic family, divided already. Growing up without his father's affection, Jacob learned early that he had to secure his own future. You don't have to say it. People feel it. Jacob felt it. The father may say, I love you both, but Jacob felt that his favor is in his brother. I mean, he was born to be competitive person. As he was a twin. As he was born, he grabbed his brother's feet to come out, and he didn't want to lose. All his life, he didn't want to lose. But now he sensed that his father favored his brother, so deep inside, it became his personal belief. I have to take care of myself. My father will not give me anything. My father will not inherit anything. Everything will go to Esau, and I am all by myself. I have to take care of myself. And he used his own skills, cleverness. Instead of depending on God, he used his own skills. He took his brother's birthright when Esau was very vulnerable. He took his father's last blessing through deception. Jacob hated to lose. He had to win, even by using lies and deception. All his life, he lived like that. He did not do that only with Esau, but he did that with his uncle, Laban. Laban was not a good person either. He was as bad as him, but Jacob was out of his league. His life was all about winning, and deception was just a tool. I use it every day. It's just a tool to win. What was important was winning. Jacob was not necessarily a good person. But there was one thing good he had. That is, he was a fighter. He did not easily give up. Jacob's greatest weakness was also his greatest strength. It's like that with all of you. Your greatest weakness can be your greatest strength. So when you have weakness, don't feel so depressed and discouraged. That can be the greatest strength. He refused to give up. The problem was not that he fought. The problem was he fought the wrong battles. We can see that in today's story, the fighter streak in Jacob. He met a stranger, presumably was God. He even wrestled and fought with God. He would not let go. He did not give up. That was Jacob's life. Nothing came to him on a silver platter. His life was never-ending struggle. But he did not give up. My friends, all of us, without exception, life is a struggle. All kinds of struggles you face. There are always challenges. There are always problems. And sometimes life problems are overwhelming, beyond our strength. When things are so bad, we do not fight anymore. The fighting spirit somehow disappears. We give up. People stop fighting for different reasons. Sometimes they become discouraged. Sometimes they lose hope. What's the point? Sometimes they become overwhelmed by fear. You don't want to face it. Sometimes they simply become totally exhausted. There are many, many different reasons why people give up fighting. Giving up means they don't deal with life. They let life deal with them. They just let the problems take over instead of dealing with your problems. They don't control their circumstances. Their circumstances control them. That's what it means to give up. You do nothing. You just receive whatever comes to you. You don't make life. You just let your life flow along the circumstances and situations. That was not how St. Paul lived. This is what he said. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Fighting the good fight, finishing the race, and keeping the faith. That was how St. Paul lived. During my vacation, I stayed in Toronto and enjoyed the World Cup. Every single game was so exciting. I admired teams that fought until the final whistle. Winning is exciting, but what inspired me was not just winning, was watching players who refused to quit. To the end, they fought the battle. That was inspiring. St. Paul lived with a fighting spirit. He didn't just live his life. He lived with a fighting spirit. He said, we are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. Every time he stood up again and fought again. Jacob wrestled, but he did not get what he wanted. You cannot say that he won the fight. Frederick Buechner, a famous American author, said this about Jacob. Magnificent defeat of the human soul at the hands of God. Very well described. It was defeat, but magnificent defeat. Jacob learned to accept his loss. He asked for blessings like when he had stolen blessings from his father. We could see Jacob. I will not let you go until you bless me. That was Jacob. But he did not get the blessing right away. God asked, "What is your name?" Oh, of course, God already knew Jacob's name, but Jacob had to answer, "I'm Jacob, liar, supplanter, deceiver." He had to face who he was. Before God changed his name, God had to ask him to see who you are. Jacob had to answer, "Jacob, my name is Jacob." Then God said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with the humans and have overcome." Jacob did not win the fight with his own craftiness. Jacob won the fight by surrendering. He won the fight by surrendering to God. He overcame this crisis not overpowering God, but by refusing to let God go. He came out of the fight crippled, but he changed. He changed from being a liar to a true fighter. He understood what the good fight was all about. In this story, we can see what we encounter every day: fear, darkness, loneliness, vulnerability, emptiness, exhaustion, and pain. But in the end, in the midst of all these things, in the end, Jacob did what he must do. What was that? Jacob did what he must do. He faced God. He faced God. So Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, "It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared." My friends, when you're overwhelmed, face God. When everything is so dark and you cannot see anything, look to God. Simple. When you have no power to do anything, look to God. This time Jacob overcame the crisis not through deception, but by facing God. He came out of crippled but blessed. He entered the night strong, and he left the night limping, yet he had never been stronger. He became Israel, not Jacob. All his life he lived for himself. But this time, he became the foundation of a new nation called Israel. Life is not just about winning. Life is about fighting the good fight. You can change when you face God. God will change you. My friends, how you started your life will not determine how you will end your life. Let me say it again. How you started your life will not necessarily determine how you will end your life. You can change. God can change you. Your end can differ from your beginning. Jacob started his life as a cheater, but he ended his life as a good fighter who did not give up. There's a Korean word I'll teach you. It's called 용두사미. Follow me? 용두사미. That means dragon's head, but snake's tail. Usually we use this expression when you started strong, but you ended very weak. Don't be 용두사미. Don't make your end so-so. What struggles do you have? Are you thinking of giving up because you see little hope in you or in life? What noble vision did you have in your life? Did you lose it because you don't seem to have any power to achieve it? Do you still have faith in God? Or faith becomes useless, so you gave up? Do not give up. Fight the good fight. Finish the race. Keep the faith. God is not finished with you yet. He can turn Jacob's into Israel's. He can turn defeat into blessing. He can make your ending far more beautiful than your beginning. Fight it. In Korean, we say, 화이팅! It's not Korean, it's English. Fighting. I mean, these are ajaja, but we used to say fighting. You don't say fighting. Fighting. Can you follow me? Fighting. Yeah, not fighting. Fighting. Fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. Your end will end